Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about how can we use the Recycler view. The Recycler view is a tool to show a list of data. This Recycler view consists of three parts, which is model, view, and controller, sometimes called MVC. The model is a class to illustrate the type of data you are going to show. For example, let's suppose that we are going to show products with image, name of the product, and price of the product. In this case, you should define a class, for example, this class called product, and this class should have three attributes, which are the name of the product, the price of the product, and the photo of the product. So the model is a class to illustrate the data you are going to show. Then the second part is the view. The view is the row you are going to repeat in this recycler view. The view is what are the tools you are going to repeat in the recycler view. For example, two text view for name and price, and one image view to show the photo of this product. The third one is the controller, and the controller is used to connect the model with the view, as we can see now. So let's start. At first, you should create the model. So go to the first folder inside the Java and click New Kotlin file. For example, I'm going to call this class product. Now, you should create a class with the same name, product. This class should consist of three variables, for example, var name as that type string, then var price, for example, as data type double, okay, or we can make it integer for simplicity. And the last thing is var, for example, photo as integer. Why photo is integer? Because you are going to put all the photos in the drawable folder. So any photo inside the drawable folder will be dealt as an integer. Now, after that, you should create a constructor for this class and make this constructor with three parameters, which are, for example, var name, var price, or we can make it directly name string, and what about the price? Price integer, then photo, for example, integer. Then you should put all the parameter for the constructor inside our variables. So you should write something like this dot name equal name. The same thing with this dot price equal price, and the last thing with this dot photo equal photo. Now we have created the class or the model class. So this model class, as you have seen, illustrated the data you are going to repeat in your recycler view. After we have created the product class, the second thing will be the view, which means what you are going to show inside this row. At first, I have here three photos for example, Pepsi, Pepsi Diet, Mountain Dew. I'm going to copy all these photos inside the drawable folder. Okay, so I have created three folders for Pepsi, Pepsi Diet. But we have some problem. When you are going to copy any photo, you should declare any variables with small letter only. So I'm going to call it diet, small letter, Also the Dio, same thing, Dio, because capital letter is not allowed for the photos in the resources folder. And also about Pepsi. Then we are going to delete all these three. Delete. Okay. And again, cut and paste all this. Yes. So as you have seen here, is for Dio, Pepsi Diet, and Pepsi. So we are going to repeat all these three photos inside our recycler view in the photo columns. Now, how can we create the view? In this case, go to the layout folder inside the resources folder, right click, select new layout resource file. Let's suppose we are going to call it my underscore row. Inside my row, at first, I'm going to change the orientation to horizontal. Then go to next. In the design, go to the images tab and draw the image view. After you drag and drop the image view, you are going to select any photo inside. Okay, let's suppose we are going to select Dio. Okay, so this photo has been added inside our layout. Then go to text. Let's minimize the height to, for example, 150 dB. Okay, then I'm going to delete this line because the weight means take the whole layout. So, okay, now I'm going to put the width, for example, to, let's suppose something like 50 dB, or 50 is very small. Yeah, so make it 150. And what about the height? According to height, for example, let's suppose that we are going to put something like 80 dB. Yes, I think something like this is good. And also I'm going to minimize here to 100. Okay, and to add some margin for this photo, so I can add some top margin, or let's add margin from every side, something like 20. Okay, so we have added the photo. After added the photo, I'm going to add two text views. So go to text and drag and drop one text view, and this text view will be used for the name, for example. According to the image view, I am going to call it pro, stand for product, pro photo. And for this text view, I'm going to call it pro name. Also, I'm going to remove this one, the weight. Also, I'm going to add some margin. So let's add some margin here, for example, margin 50 dB. But let's add it only from top. So margin top 50 dB. Yes. Also, I'm going to increase the text size. So text size, for example, let's suppose 18 SP. Okay. And here, for example, in the text assemble, I will put Pepsi. No, this is not Pepsi, Dio. Okay. So put Dio. And the last thing is the ID. ID, for example, Pro underscore name. So this text view for name. What about the price? The same thing will be with the price. Same thing will be with price. So I'm going to add another text view, and I'm going for this text view to add the same format. So at first I'm going to add ID as pro underscore price. Also I'm going to remove the weight line, and instead I'm going to add margin top like 50 dB. Also I'm going to add margin from left to add some space, for example 30 dB. Okay, let's suppose we are going to add something like 2. Okay, so we have add some design except for the text size. So text size, and we are going to add 18 sp. So we have add a row with photo of the product, the name of the product, and the price of this product. We are going to repeat this row for all the products inside the recycler view. So in this case, we have created the model and the view. And in the next video, inshallah, we are going to create the controller. See you next video.